When I grow up, when I grow up, when I grow up, when I grow up, I want to be a ballerina. I'm going to play football. I want to be a fireman. I want to be an astronaut.
I had neuroblastoma. I had 43 surgeries.
Infantile acute lymphoblastic leukemia, T411, Q2123. I think I had it in my bones, in my bone marrow.
I had a patoblastoma. It was on my liver. It's liver cancer.
Yes, cancer and chemo. I have leukemia. I guess the word hope means kind of wishful thinking.
I hope there's a cure for cancer.
You're kind of wishing, but you know it might not come true, but you definitely want it to come true. It means wishing. I hope that someday there won't be cancer. I think that's what hope means.
The mission of Hope Street Kids is really to eliminate childhood cancer as soon as we can through dedicating resources to research primarily, education, and then advocacy.
I think it can happen.
The goal of Hope Street Kids is to provide a world that's cancer-free for children. Cancer is not something that children should be faced to live with.
Many, many people don't even realize that children do get cancer.
It's kind of hard sometimes because you have to get needles a lot.
There is what I call the monster under the bed, and it's pediatric cancer. And people don't understand how prevalent it is, and it's something that needs to be eliminated in America.
If I had 3 wishes, one was to not have cancer no more, get my mommy a car, and cure cancer. It's good people are trying to help kids with cancer, and that there are organizations to help kids get through cancer.
Caroline was a great kid. We adopted her at birth.
She had these beautiful blue eyes.
She just enjoyed life so much.
She just was a unique child.
What are we supposed to do with the bird seed?
You're supposed to throw it for the bird.
What do we...
She was just the sweetest child, always active and always looking for fun. And right after her 8th birthday, she was diagnosed with cancer.
We went into a small meeting room with the doctor at Children's Hospital in Columbus because Caroline had exhibited leg pains. And when then doctor came in and told Deborah and I that our 8-year-old daughter had cancer, we were devastated.
We were so confused and so upset that we didn't know what to do.
I didn't even realize that 8-year-old children got cancer.
We formulated the idea of Hope Street Kids with Caroline and her little cancer-stricken friends. She said one day while we were talking about starting this organization, she said, well, wouldn't it be great if we had $1 million? We could cure all the kids with cancer.
If I had $1 million, I'd probably hire lots of scientists and the best ones in the world to try to help figure out what they could do about cancer.
Part of it has come true. We've raised over $1 million. Unfortunately, her idealistic way of thinking, that's not nearly enough money.
Kids just go forward. They are inherently positive. They are inherently bright and beautiful in their pursuit of things. And even as they battled against a disease like cancer, they shine in a way that's just incredible.
We got her on the right course of treatment, and we had every hope that she would recover. Unfortunately, right after her 9th birthday, she succumbed to this awful disease.
They definitely need to do more research on cancer.
They should come up with more kid-friendly ways to give them medicine. I don't think there's enough research done on cancer. I think they need to raise more money.
Pediatric cancer research receives a very small portion of the overall cancer research budget.
The scientific vision of Hope Street Kids is to provide a critical resource for being able to fund and support projects that are new, that are innovative, that get answers so that we can develop the next step to continue to make strides against pediatric cancer.
What do you mean by that?
We have assembled a group of scientists and doctors from a core group that we met when Caroline was actually in treatment. And these physicians comprise our scientific review council. And so what we do, we request proposals from researchers, scientists across the country, and they submit these to our scientific review council. We award grants to cancer institutes across the United States for young scientists and doctors to do research.
Speaking as a parent and as an oncologist, I see that there are more good ideas today than can be currently explored. And our obligation is to use the best of the new science as effectively as we can to come up with better treatments and better tolerated treatments for children with cancer.
People say kids are the future. Well, if that's true, they should put their money towards where it counts.
I think support means helping you and doing their best, helping you feel better.
When your child's diagnosed with cancer, a sense of panic sets in. What do we do?
We couldn't find anywhere to turn. It was really sad. There wasn't a Hope Street Kids out there for us to turn to.
We sat together in the outpatient treatment areas, and this discussion would come up among the parents, among the kids. What can we do?
Hope Street Kids is important to show kids that they can deal with what they're going through.
We have a website, and people call, and they need advice, and they need help, and they need to know where to turn. Well, they can click onto our website, and it's as good as anything out there when it comes to pediatric oncology and giving advice about what's available and who to turn to.
There will always be a need, and a pressing need, for many, many, many types of support for the kids. They need a lot of support while they're going through the treatment experience. They need support after that.
We want to support families through their sad journeys, and we're exploring ways that we can do that to give folks the support. There's probably nothing that can tear a family apart as much as having to treat a child with cancer.
I didn't know a whole lot about cancer other than people die.
Support and education are absolutely critical.
We are trying to have a large role in educating the public because people just don't realize that this goes on, and we need to educate policymakers and the public, and we need to encourage them to do the right thing when it comes to funding this really much needed science and research.
I don't like seeing people cry. I like to help people.
The number one advocate for a sick kid, particularly a child with cancer, is mom and dad.
I'm going to do all I can from Washington, D.C., where I'm a representative. Caroline bravely endured months of chemotherapy, radiation, surgery, and even a brief clinical remission before the cancer claimed her life.
Deborah and I were strong advocates for Caroline, and we're going to be strong advocates for every kid and every family who's suffering under a diagnosis of cancer until it's gone.
We're continuing to move closer and closer to 100%, and our job won't be finished until we are truly at 100%, and childhood cancer is either eliminated or no longer a dangerous disease in children. Until that point, I don't think anyone who's involved in the struggle will give up. The word hope is really an intangible inner conviction that something good is going to come from the unknown.
Hope gives people inspiration. If you have hope, you'll be better equipped to overcome these challenges.
The children are the faces of this hope.
This goes out to all the adults and kids. Please don't give up. There's always hope. Even when, you're ready to scream.
One of these days, I think they'll find a cure for cancer, and that'll be better.
I think they're definitely going to find a cure for cancer. I hope they will be able to survive